Chapter 1. The Start of a Long Road. Leo was a young man. He lived in a small town. The town was very quiet. Every day was the same. Leo woke up. He ate breakfast. He went to work. He came home. He ate dinner. He went to sleep. His life was simple, but Leo wanted more. He wanted to see the world. He wanted to see big cities and tall mountains. He wanted to meet new people. One morning, Leo made a big decision. He decided to leave his small town. He packed a small bag. In his bag, he put a shirt, some bread, and a bottle of water. He did not have much money, but he had a big dream. He wanted to walk the long road of life and see what he could find. He said goodbye to his small house. He said goodbye to the quiet streets. He walked to the edge of the town. A long road was in front of him. The road went far, far away. The sun was shining. It was a beautiful day. Leo felt a little scared, but also very excited. He took his first step onto the long road. His big journey started now. He walked all day. He saw many trees and green fields. He saw birds in the sky. The world was big and beautiful. He felt happy. He was not in his small, quiet town now. He was on an adventure. When the evening came, the sun went down. The sky became dark. Leo was tired. His legs were tired. He was also hungry. He ate some of his bread. The bread was good, but it was not enough. He needed a place to rest. He looked around. He saw no houses. He saw no towns. He was alone on the dark road. He started to feel sad. Maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe he should go back to his small town. In his town, he had a warm bed. He had food. Here, on the road, he had nothing. He was a stranger in a big, new place. He continued to walk. He walked slowly. He was very tired. He looked at the stars in the sky. There were so many stars. They were bright and beautiful. He thought about his dream. He wanted to see the world. This was the world. It was big, and sometimes it was difficult. But he did not want to give up. He decided to be strong. He would continue his journey. He would find a place to sleep. He walked on, under the light of the stars. After some time, he saw a small light. The light was far away. It was a very small light, like a little star on the ground. Hope filled his heart. A light meant there were people. A light meant there was a house. He started to walk faster. His tired legs found new energy. He walked toward the light. The light became bigger. Now he could see it was a light in a window. It was a window of a small house. The house was old. It was made of wood. Smoke came from the chimney. It looked warm and safe. Leo walked to the door of the house. He was nervous. Who lived here? Were they good people? Would they help a stranger? He stood in front of the door for a minute. He took a deep breath. Then, he knocked on the door. The sound was loud in the quiet night. He waited. He hoped someone would open the door. He hoped they would be kind. This was his first test on the long road of life. He was a stranger, looking for help. Chapter 2. The Old Farmer's Kindness. The wooden door opened slowly. An old man stood there. He had white hair and a kind face. He wore simple clothes. He looked at Leo with curious eyes. "Hello," the old man said. His voice was soft and calm. "Hello, sir," Leo said. He was a little shy. "I am sorry to disturb you. My name is Leo. I am traveling. I am very tired and hungry. I saw your light. I was hoping, maybe I could have some water." The old man looked at Leo. He saw his tired face and his small bag. He saw that Leo was young and alone. The old man smiled a warm smile. "Of course, young man," he said. "Don't stand outside in the cold. Come in, come in." Leo felt a wave of relief. He was so thankful. He walked into the small house. It was warm inside. A fire was burning in the fireplace. There was a small table and 2 chairs. The house was simple, but it was clean and cozy. "Sit down," the old man said, pointing to a chair. "You look more than just thirsty. You look hungry too." Leo sat down. "Yes, sir, I am very hungry," he admitted. The old man went to his small kitchen. He came back with a plate of food. There was warm bread, some cheese, and a red apple. He also brought a big cup of fresh milk. It was a simple meal, but for Leo, it looked like a feast. Thank you so much," Leo said. His eyes were wide. "It is nothing," the old man said. "My name is Arthur. I am a farmer. I live here alone. It is nice to have a guest." Leo started to eat. The food was delicious. The bread was warm, the cheese was tasty, and the milk was fresh. He ate everything. He felt his energy coming back. He felt warm and safe. Arthur watched him eat. He did not say much. He just smiled his kind smile. When Leo finished, Arthur asked, "So, where are you going?" Leo told Arthur about his dream. He told him about his small town and his desire to see the world. He told him about the long road and his first day of travel. Arthur listened carefully. He nodded his head. "That is a good dream," he said when Leo finished. "The world is a big book. You must travel to read its pages. But the road can be hard. You will meet many people. Some will be good, and some will not be good. You must be careful." "I will," Leo promised. "Today, I met you. You are a good person." Arthur laughed. "I am just an old farmer, but I know one thing. Kindness is important. A little kindness can make a big difference for a traveler." They talked for a long time. Arthur told Leo stories about his farm, his animals, and his life. Leo listened to every word. He learned that Arthur's life was simple, but it was full of hard work and small joys. Finally, Leo started to feel very sleepy. His eyes were closing. Arthur saw this. "You need to sleep," he said. "You can sleep here tonight. I have a small guest room. It is not much, but the bed is warm." Leo could not believe his luck. "Really? Oh, thank you, Arthur. You are too kind." Arthur showed Leo to a small room. There was a simple bed with a thick blanket. It looked so comfortable. Leo lay down on the bed. He was so tired, he fell asleep in 1 minute. He had a good sleep, full of dreams about his journey. The next morning, Leo woke up early. The sun was shining through the window. He felt rested and strong. He went to the kitchen. Arthur was already awake. He was making breakfast. "Good morning, Leo," Arthur said with a smile. "Did you sleep well?" "I slept like a baby," Leo said. "It was the best sleep I have had in a long time. Thank you again for everything." They ate breakfast together. They had eggs and more warm bread. After breakfast, Leo knew it was time to go. He had to continue his journey. He picked up his small bag. "I must go now, Arthur," he said. "I will never forget your kindness." "You are welcome, Leo," Arthur said. He walked with Leo to the door. "Remember what I said. Be careful, but always be open to kindness. And when you can, be kind to others. That is how we make the world a better place." Arthur gave Leo an apple and a small piece of cheese for the road. Leo thanked him one last time. He stepped back onto the long road. He turned around and waved to Arthur. The old farmer waved back until Leo was far away. Leo continued his journey. His stomach was full, and his heart was full, too. He had met his first stranger on the road of life, and that stranger was a kind old farmer who taught him a very important lesson. Kindness was a gift. It was a gift you could receive, and it was a gift you could give. Leo promised himself that he would carry this lesson with him, wherever he went. The road ahead was still long, but he did not feel so scared anymore. Chapter 3, The Baker's Smile. Leo walked for many days. He walked through forests and across small rivers. He saw the sun rise in the morning and set in the evening. He learned to make a small fire at night to stay warm. He learned which berries were good to eat. The road was his teacher, and he was a good student. He thought often about Arthur, the kind farmer. Arthur's kindness was like a warm light in his memory. It gave him strength when he felt tired or lonely. He hoped to meet more people like Arthur. After a week of walking, he saw a town in the distance. It was bigger than his own small town. There were many houses and a church with a tall steeple. Leo felt excited. A town meant more people, more stories, and maybe some real food. As he got closer to the town, he smelled something wonderful. It was the smell of fresh bread. It was a warm, sweet, and delicious smell. It made his mouth water. He followed the smell. It led him to a small shop. Above the door, there was a sign with a picture of a loaf of bread. It was a bakery. Leo looked through the window. He saw a woman inside. She was covered in flour. She was shaping dough with her hands. She moved quickly and skillfully. She looked happy. She was singing a quiet song. Leo had a little money. He saved it for important things. Fresh, warm bread was very important. He opened the door and went inside. A little bell rang above the door. The woman looked up. She had a bright, friendly smile. "Hello. Welcome to our bakery," she said. "Hello," Leo said. "Your bread smells wonderful." "Thank you," she said, still smiling. "I am Maria. What can I get for you?" "I would like one small loaf of bread, please," Leo said. Maria took a warm loaf from the shelf. She wrapped it in paper. "Here you are," she said. Leo gave her some of his money. As he was about to leave, a small girl ran out from a room in the back. She was maybe 5 years old. She ran to Maria and hugged her legs. "Mama, I'm hungry," the little girl said. Maria laughed. She picked up her daughter. "Of course you are, my little bird. It is almost lunchtime." She looked at Leo. "This is my daughter, Sophia." "Hello, Sophia," Leo said with a smile. Sophia hid her face in her mother's shoulder. She was shy. Just then, a man came into the bakery from the back room. He was also covered in a little flour. He was carrying a big bag of flour on his shoulder. "Ah, a customer," the man said with a friendly voice. "I hope my wife is giving you our best bread." "She is," Leo said. "It smells like the best bread in the world." "This is my husband, Marco," Maria said. "We run this bakery together." Marco put the flour down. He looked at Leo's small bag and his simple clothes. "Are you a traveler?" he asked. "Yes, I am," Leo said. "I am walking to see the world." "That is a wonderful thing to do," Marco said. "But it is hard work. You must be hungry. One loaf of bread is not a big lunch for a traveler." "It is okay," Leo said. "I am used to it." Maria looked at Marco. They seemed to talk with just their eyes. Then Maria turned to Leo. "It is our lunchtime now," she said. "We have a big pot of soup and lots of bread. We always make too much. Would you like to join us? We would be happy to have you." Leo was surprised. These people did not know him. They were strangers, but they were offering to share their meal with him. He thought of Arthur the farmer. He remembered the lesson of kindness. I would love to," Leo said. "Thank you. That is very kind of you." "Nonsense," Marco said with a big smile. "There is always room for one more at our table." They took Leo to their small kitchen behind the shop. It was a warm, happy place. The table was set for 3. Maria added another plate and a bowl for Leo. Sophia was not shy anymore. She looked at Leo with her big, curious eyes. They sat down to eat. The soup was thick and delicious. It was full of vegetables. They ate it with big pieces of fresh, warm bread. It was the best meal Leo had eaten in a long time. Marco and Maria asked Leo about his journey. He told them about his town and his dream. He told them about the kind farmer, Arthur. "There are many good people in the world," Marco said. "You just have to look for them." "And sometimes," Maria added, "you have to let them find you. You came to our shop for bread, but you found a meal. Life is full of small surprises." Sophia laughed and played with a piece of bread. Her happiness was infectious. Leo found himself laughing too. For a little while, he forgot he was a lonely traveler. He felt like he was part of a family. The warmth of the kitchen was not just from the oven. It was from the kindness of these people. After lunch, Leo knew he had to go. He thanked them many times. "It was our pleasure," Maria said. She did not take back the money Leo had paid for the bread. Instead, she gave him another big loaf. "For your dinner tonight," she said. Marco shook his hand firmly. "Good luck on your journey, Leo. We hope you find what you are looking for." Sophia waved to him. "Bye-bye, traveler man," she said. Leo waved back. He stepped out of the bakery and back onto the street of the town. The sun was warm on his face. His bag was a little heavier with a new loaf of bread, but his heart felt very light. He had met another family of strangers. They were not rich. They worked hard every day, but they were happy, and they were happy to share their food and their time with him. They taught him that a shared meal is more than just food. It is a moment of connection. It is a way to make a stranger feel like a friend. Leo smiled as he walked out of the town. The road of life was long, but it was not lonely. It was full of kind strangers who were willing to share a piece of their lives. He looked at the bread in his bag. He knew that when he ate it later, he would not just taste the bread. He would taste the kindness of the baker's family, and that was a wonderful taste. Chapter 4, The Girl Who Painted Stories. Leo continued his journey. He passed through small villages and green valleys. The lessons from Arthur the farmer and the baker's family stayed with him. He learned to look for the good in people. He also learned to share what little he had. One day, he gave half of his bread to an old woman who looked hungry. She gave him a sweet pear from her garden. It was a small exchange, but it made both of them happy. After several weeks, the road led him to a big city. It was very different from his small town or the villages he had passed. There were tall buildings, wide streets, and so many people. The city was full of noise and energy. Cars and buses moved on the streets. People walked quickly. Everyone seemed to have a place to go. Leo felt small and a little lost in the big city. He walked for hours, just looking at everything. He saw big shops with beautiful clothes in the windows. He saw busy restaurants full of people laughing and talking. It was exciting, but also overwhelming. He found a large park in the middle of the city. The park was like a green island in a sea of buildings. It was quieter here. There were big trees, colorful flowers, and a small lake. People were sitting on benches, reading books or talking to friends. Children were playing on the grass. Leo found an empty bench and sat down. He was tired from walking. He watched the people around him. Everyone had a different face, a different story. He wondered where they came from and where they were going. Not far from his bench, a young woman was sitting on the grass. She had a large sketchbook on her lap and a pencil in her hand. She was drawing. She was very focused on her work. She did not seem to notice the busy city around her. Leo was curious. He watched her from his bench. Her hand moved quickly across the paper. She would look up at a big, old tree, and then look down at her paper, drawing what she saw. After some time, she put her pencil down. She looked at her drawing with a smile. She seemed happy with her work. She looked up and saw Leo watching her. Leo felt a little embarrassed. He did not want to be rude. The young woman smiled at him. It was a friendly, open smile. "It's a beautiful tree, isn't it?" she said. Her voice was soft. "Yes, it is," Leo said. "It's very old." "I like old things," she said. "They have more stories to tell." She held up her sketchbook so he could see. The drawing of the tree was amazing. It looked so real. He could see every leaf and the texture of the bark. "Wow," Leo said. "That is a beautiful drawing. You're a very good artist." The young woman blushed a little. "Thank you. My name is Clara." "I'm Leo," he said. He felt comfortable talking to her. He walked over and sat on the grass near her, but not too close. "Do you draw every day?" "Almost every day," Clara said. "It's how I see the world. I don't just look at things. I try to really see them. Drawing helps me do that." She flipped through the pages of her sketchbook. She showed him other drawings. There was a drawing of an old man feeding birds. There was a drawing of a child laughing. There was a drawing of a busy street corner. Each picture was like a small story. Leo was fascinated. "You don't just draw things," he said. "You draw feelings. The man with the birds looks so peaceful. The child looks so happy." Clara smiled again. "I'm glad you see that. That's what I try to do. I want to capture moments. I want to tell the stories of the people and places I see." Leo told her about his journey. He told her he wanted to see the world and find his own story. "That's a wonderful journey," Clara said. "You're collecting stories, just like me, but you are using your feet and your eyes, and I am using my pencil and my paper." They talked for a long time. Clara told him she was a student. She was studying art. She dreamed of becoming a professional artist one day. She wanted to travel and paint the world, just like him. "But I'm a little scared," she admitted. "The world is so big, and sometimes, I feel like my art is too small." "No," Leo said quickly. "Your art is not small. It is beautiful. When I look at your drawing of the tree, I feel like I know the tree. When I look at your drawing of the child, I feel happy. Your art makes people feel things. That is not small. That is very big." Clara looked at him. His words were simple, but they were honest. She felt a new confidence. "Thank you, Leo," she said. "You are very kind." "I am just telling the truth," he said. The sun began to set. The sky turned orange and pink. The park became quiet as people started to go home. "I have to go now," Clara said. She closed her sketchbook. "It was very nice to meet you, Clara," Leo said. "It was nice to meet you too, Leo." She hesitated for a moment. Then, she opened her sketchbook again. She quickly tore out the drawing of the old tree. She gave it to him. "I want you to have this," she said, "to remember our conversation, to remember that stories are everywhere." Leo was speechless. He took the drawing carefully. It was a beautiful gift. I don't know what to say. "Thank you." "Just keep collecting your stories," she said with a final smile. Then she stood up, picked up her bag, and walked away. Leo sat on the bench for a long time, looking at the drawing. It was just a piece of paper with pencil marks on it, but to him, it was much more. It was a story. It was a memory of a kind stranger in a big city. Clara, the young artist, taught him something new. She taught him that everyone has a unique way to see the world, and to tell its stories. Some people use words, some people use actions, and some people, like Clara, use art. She taught him to look closer at the world around him, to see the beauty and the stories in simple things. Leo carefully folded the drawing and put it in his bag. It was his new treasure. He felt less lost in the big city now. He had a story from this place. He had a piece of art. He stood up and walked out of the park, ready to find the next page in the big book of the world. The city lights were turning on, like new stars guiding his way. Chapter 5. The Quiet Librarian. The big city was full of wonders, but it was also very expensive. Leo's small amount of money was disappearing quickly. He found a small job washing dishes in a restaurant. The work was hard, and the hours were long, but it gave him enough money for food and a bed in a cheap room. For a few weeks, his life was a routine again. Work, eat, sleep. He did not have much time to explore the city or meet new people. He started to feel a little sad. Was this his dream? To wash dishes in a noisy kitchen? One day, he had a day off from work. He decided to walk around the city, with no plan. He just wanted to see something new. He walked down a quiet street he had never seen before, and there, he saw a large, old building. Above the grand entrance, in big stone letters, it said, City Public Library. Leo had never been inside a big library before. In his small town, they had only a tiny room with a few shelves of old books. He was curious. He walked up the stone steps and pushed open the heavy wooden doors. Inside, it was like a different world. It was very, very quiet. The air smelled of old paper and wood. The room was huge. There were shelves and shelves of books, reaching all the way up to the high ceiling. Sunlight came through the tall windows, making dust particles dance in the air. It was a peaceful, magical place. Leo walked slowly between the shelves. He ran his fingers over the spines of the books. There were so many books. Books of all colors and sizes. Each book was a different story, a different world. He felt a sense of awe. All the knowledge of the world seemed to be in this room. He saw a few people sitting at long wooden tables, reading. They were all silent, lost in their own books. Leo felt like he should be quiet too. He did not want to disturb the peace. He wandered into a section with big books full of pictures. He took one from the shelf and sat down at an empty table. He opened the book. It was a book about mountains. There were amazing photographs of tall, snow-covered mountains from all over the world. Leo had never seen a real mountain. He looked at the pictures for a long time, imagining he was there. He looked at another book. This one was about the ocean. It had pictures of blue water, colorful fish, and strange sea creatures. He was fascinated. The world was even bigger and more wonderful than he had imagined. An old man who worked at the library saw him. The man was the librarian. He was tall and thin, with glasses and a kind, intelligent face. He walked over to Leo's table. His steps made no sound on the wooden floor. "Are you enjoying the books?" the librarian asked in a very soft voice, almost a whisper. Leo looked up, a little startled. "Oh, yes," he whispered back. "They are amazing. I have never seen such beautiful pictures." "This is the geography section," the librarian said. "It is my favorite section. You can travel the whole world just by sitting in this chair." He smiled. "My name is Mr. Samuel." "I'm Leo," Leo said. "It's a pleasure to meet you. This is a beautiful library." "Thank you, Mr. Samuel said. "I have worked here for 40 years. This library is my home." He looked at the book in Leo's hands. "You like to travel?" "Yes," Leo said. "I am on a journey now. I am trying to see the world." Mr. Samuel's eyes lit up with interest. "A real traveler? That is wonderful. Tell me, what have you seen?" Leo, in a quiet voice, told Mr. Samuel about his journey. He told him about the kind farmer, the baker's family, and the young artist in the park. Mr. Samuel listened with great attention. He nodded slowly. "It sounds like you are meeting some very interesting characters for your story." "My story?" Leo asked. "Yes," Mr. Samuel said. "Every life is a story. Your journey is your story. And these people you meet, they are the characters who make your story interesting." He pointed to the thousands of books around them. "All of these books are just stories of people, places, and ideas. Some are true, some are not. But they all teach us something." Leo thought about this. His life was a story. He had never thought of it that way before. "But I am not a good reader," Leo confessed quietly. "In my town, school was not very important. I can read, but slowly. I cannot read all these big books." Mr. Samuel smiled gently. "Reading is a skill, like building a house or baking bread. It takes practice. But you do not need to read every word to understand the story. You are looking at the pictures in this book, and you understand. You are traveling the world with your eyes, and you are understanding. There are many ways to read the book of life. He stood up and gestured for Leo to follow him. He led Leo to a different section of the library. There, he took down a special book. It was an atlas, a book of maps. He opened it on a large table. "This is a map of the world," he said. He showed Leo the different continents and oceans. He pointed to a small dot. "This is where we're now." Then he asked Leo where his journey started. Leo showed him the general area. Mr. Samuel traced a line with his finger from Leo's starting point to the city. "This is your journey so far," he said. "Look how far you have come." Leo looked at the line on the map. He had walked a long way. He felt a sense of pride. "And look," Mr. Samuel said, his finger moving across the map. "Look at all the places you can still go. There are mountains here, and deserts here. There are big oceans and small islands. The world is full of possibilities." Leo looked at the map, his heart filled with excitement again. The map showed him that his journey was real, and it showed him that there was so much more to see. His dream felt big and possible again. He spent the rest of the day in the library with Mr. Samuel. The kind librarian showed him many books. He showed him books with pictures of animals, books about history, and books of stories from faraway lands. He did not make Leo feel bad about his slow reading. Instead, he helped him find books he could understand and enjoy. When it was time for the library to close, Leo felt sad to leave. It was such a peaceful and wonderful place. He thanked Mr. Samuel for his time and his kindness. "You are always welcome here, Leo," the old librarian said. "This is a public library. It is for everyone. It is a place for people to learn, to dream, and to find their own stories." As Leo walked out of the library, the city lights were on. The city did not feel so noisy and overwhelming anymore. He had found a quiet island of peace and knowledge in the middle of it all. Mr. Samuel, the quiet librarian, had given him a new gift. He gave him a map. Not just a map of the world, but a map of possibilities. He taught Leo that knowledge is for everyone, no matter who you are or where you come from. He taught him that a library is not just a building full of books, it is a house full of dreams. Leo went back to his small room feeling refreshed. His job washing dishes was still hard, but now he had a place to go on his day off. He had a place where he could travel the world, one book, one picture, one map at a time. The road of life had led him to a library, and in that quiet place, he found a new direction for his journey.